Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. We are your two kings of the Rube Empire. I'm the mad scientist Matt, and I've got a perspective on things.
Oh yeah, brother! It is Tuesday night. Where are we at right now? I am the strong one. I have perspective on things as well. What in the world are we doing live on a Tuesday? What is going on right now?
The world is falling apart.
The world's fallen apart to the point where we have lost 24 hours in a day, and now
Yeah,
we're rocking live on
yeah,
Plausible Foolishness at twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness on a Tuesday night.
yeah. Or,
That's insane.
or you and I are going to see a wrestling show tomorrow.
That's true.
One
We
or
are
the
going
other. I can't tell. It's
to either the world has literally the time space continuum has folded on itself,
mm-hmm,
or
mm-hmm.
we're going to a wrestling show tomorrow, so we've got to do our live show tonight, and we are so grateful that you've all joined us on a Tuesday night. Welcome to Plausible Foolishness at
Those are the
Twitch.
only two possibilities that I can see. So
Only possibilities. It's the only thing that's going on, man. But welcome to twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. That's twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, the fastest growing conservative talk on Twitch. I mean, it is what it is. We're just taking over Twitch. We own Twitch at this point. They love us. They want more of us. If you're over on TikTok, head over to twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness to check out the entire show, to see the mad scientist, Mad, and to see the right hand of the kings. Sitting in third chair, as usual, is Mr. Dusty. What's up, Dusty? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Ray.
Man, Dusty, it is an amazing day to be an American. I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody set us up the election, episode
yes,
140. The
somebody
absolute
did set us up the election.
somebody set us up, and I'm not going to lie. There's so much tomfoolery to go over today at twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. Uh, where do we even begin? I feel like we're living in the upside down right now. You know what I mean? Do you feel like we're in the upside down right now?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to touch something electrical to talk to my mom to get me out of this. You know what I mean? It's like, help me, mom. Help me. Help me.
maybe maybe we can set up an alphabet wall in the major news outlets and show them what's really happening.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is what's funny is I am absolutely losing my mind. Or maybe I'm losing my mind because one, we're doing the show live on a Tuesday, which is an anomaly for us already. Um, Apparently, CNN was shocked that China lied about the Rona numbers. I mean, they were
What?
shocked. I mean,
Wait. China
China
lied?
lies. How crazy is that thought
How
process?
dare you?
The Chinese government lied about the Rona numbers. Because remember, we're getting demonized as the worst outbreak in the world because we know that other countries don't lie about that,
Mm-hmm.
especially countries with human rights violations.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, why would a country that literally draconianly locks down its citizens lie? I mean,
I,
why? Listen, why would a country that takes its Muslim citizens, literally castrates them, neuters them so they can't have kids, and force them to work on those Nikes that LeBron James is selling all the time? Why would we believe?
that's after they go to the re-education camps.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. After they go to the re-education camps, the after they've been their masculinity's been taken from them whatsoever. Why in the world would we actually think they would lie to us? Unreal. Now, this is the same country that also literally boarded people into their homes to, quote, fight the pandemic. Did you see that by any chance? They boarded in the doors and windows so people couldn't escape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is civil. That is like the next step for us, anyways, because, first it was, what was it, 15 days to stop the curve? Dusty, is that what it was? 15 days?
Uh, was it 15 days?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
It was. Yeah,
What it was?
it was like 14
Was
or
it 300
15
days ago?
days to flatten the curve.
No,
15
no,
days.
no. It was to stop Rona was 15 days, and then to flatten the curve was another 3 weeks, and then
Okay.
I think it's still going, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we're on
definitely
like
still
300
going.
something now, right?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, this is the longest virus season
Ever.
of
ever
course.
recorded.
Well, at least there's no pneumonia anymore and no influenza, so we don't have to worry about those.
True.
Yeah. And then we wanted to stop the hospitals from overflowing. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what flattened the curve meant.
And then the hospitals never overflowed, ever.
No.
To the point where Trump actually sent a military ship into the harbor of New York City that admitted one patient.
They got
One.
one?
Yeah, they
One.
did. They did at least one.
I think it was.
For
I
some
think it was
reason,
like
I'm thinking
one.
three, but
Okay, sorry.
like that's
Three.
well, no. Don't quote me on that. But like, and really, 1 and 3, is that really a huge difference? That's the kind of fact checking that you would see on,
And then listen, we
Other
locked down.
unnamed news sources.
Yeah.
And remember, we locked down because we knew that the lockdowns would stop the Rona, right? Because Rona is the most deadly disease that 99.9% of us will survive ever. Um, stats, facts. The most deadly disease with a 99.9% survival rating.
Well, and they're talking about like cases in Florida are spiking.
But they won't show the
And there's
total.
been 18,000 deaths. 18,000 deaths over a whole year? And out of millions of Florida citizens?
Yes.
Like, that doesn't sound terrible to me. It's bad. I don't like that 18,000 people died, but
it's perspective.
I'm not hearing pandemic.
But here's the perspective. If people knew that Florida's almost 22 million people, there's almost 22 million people in our state. Even if 100,000 people get the Rona, that is a tiny fraction.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you compound that with the fact that only 18,000 people died of Rona, because God knows we labeled them, we labeled gunshots, motorcycle accidents, and car accidents in this state as Rona deaths. You exclude that, now your percentage is what's your survival rate? We have a bunch of old people that live here, right?
Yeah.
Think about this.
I mean, there's a whole city called the Villages that is entirely comprised of old people.
It's only old people that, have weird old people adult fun times that we won't talk about on the show. But anyways, I've heard
adult parties.
Huh?
Adult parties.
Yes, they're Tupperware parties, of course.
Yeah.
I just opened one.
Just don't wear red shoes, guys. But my point is this. Too far? That goes too far on that one. Plausible Foolishness. Follow us everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, Parler, TikTok, Clapper. My Clapper's blowing up a little bit, bro. And I'm not talking about the weird disease. I mean, it's Clapper, the actual, deal right now. We got Locals, which is not a dating app whatsoever. Check that out.
Nope, it's not a dating app.
Not a dating app. And it has the Council of Kings, which was another fire Council of Kings, by the way. I'm glad that we do the Council of Kings. It gets me ready for the show. You know what I mean? It fires me up. What are you two giggling about? What are you two giggle boxes giggling about now, man?
Apparently, Dusty's wife has joined the chat.
Oh, Dusty. Right when I'm making really inappropriate jokes. Dusty's wife, don't judge me, okay? Do not judge me. And
Dusty, you have been judged. And you have found worthy.
You've been weighed and measured, and you've been found wanting. Knight's Tale was phenomenal, by the way. Good movie. So, long story short, we're blowing up everywhere. Lots of fun. And what's funny is Florida has all of these crazy amounts of infections, not that much death. It's so weird. And people are freaking out because our governor wants to keep everything open. Our governor doesn't want us to wear masks, or isn't forcing us to wear masks all the time. Strange, because he's listening to the data and the science. And it's so strange how that works, right?
No, he's just a Trump sycophant who...
Yeah, I saw, so I posted on Facebook, you probably saw it, a lot of people got heated, especially because most of my following on Facebook is my family from Ohio, so let's get real.
Mm-hmm.
They're still locked in the rhino world of Mike DeWine, who is just locking everybody down in Ohio. They're the ones that have the 10 o'clock curfew, because we know the Rona is really dangerous after 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It just comes out.
Especially out there in the cornfields,
Yes, the cornfields of Ohio, magically the Rona gets super dangerous after 10 o'clock. But they're coming from that
Well,
perspective.
what?
So and I love my Ohio people. Whoa, buddy.
Budley Allen in the house. Dropping it
Bro,
again. You're the man, Budley. You're a real American. Yowie wowie. Thank you for the gifted sub.
buddy, all I've got to say is yowie, wowie. That's impressive. Thanks, bro. We appreciate you for the gifted sub, man. But, I mean, like, so they're coming from that world, and I get it. Like, people from Ohio, I'm not dissing Ohio. I love Ohio. It made me who I am, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, to be fair,
To be fair.
Ohioans love their TV, and that's the only thing you can do. Sit in front of your TV.
Yowie wowie.
And when your TV is just sitting there telling you all the time that you're going to die from Rona every 2 seconds, well, yowie wowie.
Yep.
Budley, bro. Dude, we liked it the first time, but we'll take some more. We're okay with that, okay, bro? And if
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm talking about,
This
listen,
is getting us one step closer to the multi-stream.
hey, we're taking
The
over, bro.
multi-stream.
Multi-stream.
Multi-stream. What will happen when we take over the multi-stream, boys?
Oh, that means that we'll be simultaneously streaming to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
So in other
How
words,
will
we
they-
take over the universe.
How will they stop us then? How will they stop us from destroying liberal logic? Like, how will they stop it, man?
By shutting us down in all 3 places. I mean,
But hey, listen, if you don't know who I'm talking to, the sexiest man alive, the man, the mad scientist, Mad Matt, and Dusty. You gotta head over to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. Got a lot of people on TikTok, but you gotta head over to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness to get the whole show, because the real show's happening right now, man. But state of Florida, man, it's crazy. I posted on Facebook. You know, I was thanking our governor for protecting our freedoms. Whoa, what are you laughing about now, bro?
Bobby the Bull said, "Stop them, deep state. The 2 kings are getting too powerful." Doesn't he know that we're controlled opposition, though?
I mean, we are. I mean, we're essentially the Alex Jones and Ben Shapiro of Twitch. You know, we are the controlled opposition. Whoa. What is happening today, Alan?
Hey, they're dropping it. They're dropping it. They like what they hear, you know? They
Listen,
like what they see. They like
We
Tuesday night.
understand it's Giving Tuesday, but you don't have to give to
That's
us.
exactly what it is, yeah.
We appreciate you're giving us so many on twitch.tv/foolishness, but it's unreal, man. But I'll finish this one real quick, and then we'll get into to Giving Tuesday. But I go on Facebook, and I just thank Ron DeSantis for putting in the executive order that we're not going to lock businesses down. We're not going to force masks on people. And you would be
No
really,
vaccine mandates.
Yeah, no vaccine mandates. And
That's
you
a
would be
big one.
surprised how many people just got angry at that idea. You know what I mean? It was just, they're really angry that we in Florida just want freedom. We want to be free. We're okay with you wearing masks in Florida. Do your thing. Just don't force me to do it. We're okay.
Yep.
If you think that you need a vaccine that's 95% effective for the thing that you'll survive 99.9% of the time, and you need to take it, by all means.
If you're vulnerable,
Shut up.
if you're vulnerable, then you should take it.
Sure.
I mean-
if you're vulnerable, do it. Do it, man. Do it. Do what you got to do. Just let's get real. Don't force my children to slap a mask on all day and, you know, potentially pass out because they're breathing through a mask all day. Because they're never going to get the disease. And if they do, nothing will happen to them. Don't force me to have to walk into a freaking Walmart and throw a mask on, put a face diaper on, just to purchase a few things, okay?
Exactly.
God forbid. It's a face diaper. I mean, it just is what it is.
I actually saw a guy in Walmart wearing a literal diaper on his face.
Oh, dude, it's absurd. It's absurd. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a free country, man. Listen, if you want to wear a mask and you think it works, even though the Danish study that just came out said that's completely bunk, do your thing by all means. You know what I mean? But just don't force it on us. And then don't use false bullcrap science and say, well, Rona's killing everybody. I don't know if you guys saw the John Hopkins study that they posted and then had to redact like really fast. That basically exposed that the excess death that you know how everybody's like, oh, there's excess death because of Rona. Oh, that was bullcrap. John
Yeah,
Hopkins,
like basically year to year to year, our numbers for deaths overall are pretty much the same.
Exactly, and they the John Hopkins was it assistant director in the economic, or basically their staff person broke it down like this is completely not true. Like there's not excess death because of Rona. It's essentially the same. We've had the same amount of deaths that we had before. But what's funny is that started circulating 5 days later. They pulled the article off of their main site. You can still get to it. Now, what's funny is they redacted the study. So that's what all the liberals out there are like, well, they redacted that study. No, they didn't redact it. They pulled it off. All the stats are they didn't refute any of the statistics. So literally, statistics say exactly what they say. We don't have excess death from Rona. It's just the reason they pulled it down was, quote, and I quote, it was trivializing the pandemic.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true. That's not a reason to pull it down. Like, if the truth makes something trivial, then that thing was trivial all along.
You would think that. Now, listen, that is called logic, mad scientist. That's why you are the plausible of plausible foolishness. One would think that if basic math trivializes a narrative, the narrative was trivial. Well, ipso facto, right? You
Yes.
come to that conclusion.
Yes. Yes.
So if John Hopkins, the hacks over at John Hopkins, those
yeah, the hacks. Yeah.
Those hacks at the most famous medical.
Yeah. It's the Mayo Clinic and John Hopkins.
If one of their associate directors literally breaks it down and says, "Hey, by the way, this excess death stat is hogwash. Here's why." And then 5 days later, because of the pressure of politics, said, "Oh, we have to take it down. We're not redacting it, but it trivialized the pandemic."
Yeah.
Smart people at some point would say, "Listen, when did science become political, by the way? Like, truth is or it isn't it?
Don't you know that everything is political, my friend?
But think about that.
Everything. No. Everything is political.
Of course.
That's the world that the left wants us to live in.
Until Donald Trump goes away, right? That's the game.
No. No, until utopia comes.
Until utopia comes.
Until the not a thing becomes a thing.
100%. 100%. And what's funny is I point this out a few times on this Facebook post to a few people, and I love them, and it wasn't condescending or mean or whatever. I was, and it was funny. People even noted, like, I don't know if you saw that, Dusty. It's like, this is the nicest thread I've ever seen on this. I'm like, I try to keep it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when you're arguing with people with low information, unfortunately, they're getting duped, and you're not really looking at the stats. If you just looked at, there are almost 100,000 cases or 1 million cases of Rona, or it wasn't even 1 million, was it 100,000 or something like that, in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
you would think that's a big deal until you realize there's 22 million people in Florida. When you look at actual deaths, you'll be like, oh man, there's 18,000 deaths. That seems like a lot. But then when you put it in perspective of other things like car accidents and cancer and heart disease and all these other things that actually kill people,
Smoking.
totally different world. When you look at the actual CDC reporting and they admit that only 6% of the reported deaths are exclusively coronavirus, well, that really dings on your numbers, because right now, what is it, 200? They're reporting 260,000 deaths due to Rona this year. You take 6% of that, that's like what, 17,000? It's not a lot of people, man. The other deaths are from comorbidities of things that people already had. It takes 2.6 comorbidities for a counted Rona death, guys. Think about that. So, not trying to be grim
So
or
you
whatever.
mean people that were already dying?
They were already dying. They were already going to die
with COVID.
And that's
dying
the thing.
with COVID or dying from COVID? Because I'm getting confused here. Because I thought they all died from COVID.
No, they're dying with COVID, which they literally admitted early on in this deal. I posted it on TikTok. We talked about it on the show. They're admitting that that's how they're filing these deaths. But what the problem is when the media gets a hold of it, they don't say that people are dying with COVID. They're saying they're dying from it. And you got people in Ohio thinking, oh my gosh, we're all going to die. And people in Florida are looking around like, wait a minute, we were all supposed to be dead too, but it's weird. Like, I don't know a single person that's died from Rona here in Florida. Do you?
Well, and they're also, every mention of it is about all the cases that are spiking.
Yeah.
So many cases.
Yeah.
So
The
many
cases are spiking. Are the deaths spiking?
No. They've been literally flatlined the same from the beginning.
Has anybody asked that question?
Not in the media. But if you and I do that, well, we're just uneducated plebs. Why?
Yeah.
How
Are
dare
you
us?
doctors?
Exactly.
Are you medical professionals?
How dare you question that? Even though doctors kill 250,000 people every single year. Oh, fun facts on the Rona. But hey, it's all good, man. But I saw on the Babylon Bee, this is another rabbit trail, but we'll get onto what's going on. But, Planned Parenthood was sweating it because they were afraid that Rona would overtake them in their kill mills this year. But they still came in second place to abortions this year. 600,000, by the way.
Flexicutioner made a good point real quick.
Okay,
Funny how cases are spiking again right when all the voter fraud issues are coming out.
Strange. That is strange. Weird how that works, right?
I'm surprised that a white officer didn't kill a black person.
Huh. That's weird. Strange. The one will pop up soon, though. It'll happen. Yeah. Well, it'll get misconstrued, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll get 10 seconds of video, and
then the full video will come out.
Yeah.
So, it is Charity Tuesday, right? This is like Giving Tuesday.
It is, yes, Giving Tuesday.
Man,
that's why we're here, giving to you.
Amen.
So a third option, either time-space continuum is collapsing, we're going to see a wrestling show, or on Giving Tuesday, we just wanted to give to you, the people.
And we give it back to people. I wanted to give back.
The people.
Altruistic the whole time, bro.
I think it's option 3 because the two kings are magnanimous. That's your word of the day, magnanimous.
Magnanimous, baby. Big words today, man.
We're magnanimous.
Magnanimous. Can I give some props to some charities that are just killing it right now? Is that okay on the show?
Are they actually killing it, or are they killing it?
Well, I don't know. I'll let the audience.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, sure. I want to give a big shout out to Black Lives Matter. You guys have done just a phenomenal job of raising millions of dollars, only to give 6% of it to local charters. Super impressive. To this date, Black Lives Matter has still not donated a single dime to actual communities. So I just want to give a shout out on Giving Tuesday. To all of you that put your black squares up, donated money to Black Lives Matter, and forgot about George Floyd. I'm just really proud of you guys. I hope that you felt really, really, really good for donating to a Marxist organization that has no intention of actually furthering the advancement for Black people. Congratulations. Big ups. Congratulations. Okay. Can I throw out one more before we get into actual good charities and stuff like that?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Big, huge props to the Me Too movement. I am so proud of the Me Too movement. Recently just came out of the Daily Mail. Very proud of you. The Time's Up charities.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Not a single dime actually went to anything that advanced women's causes. Most of it went to salaries. In fact, they spent $157,000 on swanky resorts and trips for the salaried people in these organizations that have not given a single dime to actual women's causes. Time's Up, Me Too. Congratulations.
Amazing work.
You guys did an amazing job. I'm so proud of you for not giving a rat's ass about women. I'm so proud of you. The same thing with Black Lives Matter. Congratulations for not caring about black people, and we will see you 4 years from now when you need to dupe the low info people to vote against the orange man. Okay? Very proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Sorry. Take it away.
No, that's good. That's good. Um, I would like to talk about a charity that is worth giving your money to.
Oh, what?
Real quick.
What?
It's called Operation Underground Railroad.
Okay, gotcha.
And they were started by a man named Tim Ballard.
Okay.
Jim Caviezel is going to be starring in a movie about his life and the beginnings of this organization. And what they do is they pair with local law enforcement. Oh, JBN. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, JBN.
Yeah.
Gifting a tier 1 subscription. Yowie wowie. You're a real American, JBN. Thank you. Anyway, they work with local law enforcement. They're all like ex-special forces kind of deal. And their operators will pose as buyers of trafficked children and infiltrate these trafficking rings and then bring them down from the inside. And it's pretty amazing. Some of the stories that they talk about, like I follow them on Instagram, and just yesterday they were talking about no, it was today. This little girl who she was 11 and she's in their aftercare program. So not only do they rescue the children, and bring down these horrible people, but then they provide aftercare services where they kind of like reintegrate them into society and like try to help them get a head start, pair them with, reunite them with either with their family or with a new family that will take care of them and love them, and then help that new family like provide for them, and it's all that stuff.
What's the charity called again? One more time.
What's that?
What's the charity called?
It's called Operation Underground Railroad.
Operation Underground Railroad, guys. If you want to give to a really good cause, that's a phenomenal cause, man. 100%.
Interesting note. The right hand just gifted a sub, and it went to Topher Town Music, who apparently is watching but not chatting. What's up, bro?
Come on, Topher. Topher, we love you, bro. We know you're watching, man. Show what's up, bro. Love you, Topher.
This girl is in the aftercare program, and then her mother contacts their social worker to tell them that she doesn't want to take the child back because of everything that she's gone through. She thinks it'll just be easier to not take her. It's like her own. Not only was she trafficked for sexual exploitation for years, then she comes back and her own mother doesn't want to take her back because it'll be too hard.
It's insane.
Insanity what these kids have gone through. And then there's this organization changing their lives is there a more positive way to change a person's life? I can't think of one. Aside from salvation in Christ.
Yeah, it's insane, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing deal, especially in light of what's going on, because they don't want to talk about it, especially what happened here in Florida. A couple weeks ago, we had a big sex trafficking sting in Tallahassee, Florida, where sorry, just rolls off the tongue. Sorry, Tallahassee. But in Tallahassee, Florida, our state capital, which is terrifying, which is crazy, which is interesting because that's where Andrew Gillum ruled for a long time, by the way, as the mayor. That's strange that would happen. Interesting. I just put that together as we were talking. Andrew Gillum is the mayor of that city, where 170 people were arrested for sex trafficking in Tallahassee,
How many?
Florida. 170.
170 people were arrested.
170 people arrested, Tallahassee, Florida.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it was a 2-year sting, which is interesting because how long has Ron DeSantis been our governor, by the way? Carry the one. 2 years now?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years. I was gonna say
Oh,
2 years, but I was like, am I right about that?
But I'm actually putting this together as we're talking on the show. It's weird how that works. Um, yeah. Wow. So
Hmm.
2 years after DeSantis takes over Tallahassee as the governor of the city that he was running against the other guy who was the mayor of the city, there's a sting of 170 people sex trafficking. So kind of crazy. You put Republicans in charge. It's interesting how that works. That magically sex trafficking goes down when you put Republicans in charge. Thank God we live in Florida. But hey, whatever. To each his own. Enjoy
Also,
your
on a final note for OUR, they're today only. They have a book that they're selling. It's like $39. It's all the proceeds go to fund the charity, and it's stories of survivors and stuff. So if you're interested in that,
That's awesome.
thought I'd let you know.
Hey, real quick side note: we have a greetings from North Idaho on TikTok right now. Dusty, who do we have on the show 2 weeks from now? We've got a special guest coming on the show 2 weeks from now, correct?
Yes, we have a new House member in Idaho. His name is Ben Adams. And
Ben Adams.
he is wildly entertaining. Has a lot of stuff to talk to us about. A lot of different projects he's working on. Some of them will be affecting even Florida. So
2 weeks from now,
And multiple other states, because I think we're the only people who live in Florida.
well, 12 other states.
Yeah.
And Michigan being one of them. Indiana and Georgia, Texas, and I'm trying to remember the other one.
Wait, there are other states besides Florida in the country?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
There are other states?
There's 49
Okay.
other states.
49?
52 if you're Barack Obama, but
If you're Barack Obama, it is 52.
Who's counting?
Well, I mean, he was projecting the Great Reset plan of DC and Puerto Rico, but no big
there
deal.
you go. There you go.
I mean, he was just projecting into the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard to keep.
Huh?
It's hard to keep your time and places together when you're hopped up on all that DMT.
100%, brother. But yeah, so great. So back to what we were talking about, great charity, Operation Underground Railroad, correct? That's
Yep.
what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make sure you guys give to that, man. Obviously, we love stealing your money as well here on Plausible Foolishness over at twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, man. But if you want to really
That's
get
what
to
kings
the
do.
It's what kings do. We pillage on another level, but if you really want to give to a charity that you really can believe in, one that's actually the money's actually going to go to saving lives, especially I can't think of a life that's more precious than the ones that are being sex trafficked or sadly aborted all the time in America. So let's take care of the vulnerable. I think that's way more important than giving money to Me Too that doesn't give any money towards actual Me Too causes, or Black Lives Matter that still has not given a single dime to any community group. So, it is what it is, man. But we got to talk about the topic of the day, the reason people jumped on here. We got to talk about the election, man. The title of our show, man. We got to talk about this election. The Kraken got released 2 days ago, and the media got really quiet all of a sudden.
It must not have been that big of a Kraken.
Really, really quiet. And what's funny is this. And listen, I'm used to getting hate, okay?
Sure.
If you see the strong one's face, you see this gorgeous brown face with this lush beard, these jacked up forearms, this big old belly, and this power belly that allows me to bench 585 pounds. I have receipts. Go check it out online.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
6 plates, bro. I had to point to Jesus immediately because I was like, there's no way. I guess I'm going to be real. When you start lifting weight like that, you get a little scared. You're like, dear Lord. But I know there are human beings out there that can almost bench 800 pounds, so I know I can do this. So anywho. Yeah, man. The Kraken gets released on Monday, and the media gets really quiet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It must not have been worth talking about.
Interesting, because there's some very damning things in legal affidavits. Now, the first person I thought of when this got dropped was our friend Tucker Carlson. Okay, I immediately thought of Tucker because remember, Tucker goes on and says, "Oh, we would have given you the full hour. We would have given you the full hour if you just had any evidence at all." But it just appears like there isn't, and I'm really sad about that. Now, here's what's interesting. Is Tucker going to have a full... I'm interested because somebody's probably watching it tonight. Are they actually... Is he going to apologize? Is he going to apologize to Miss Powell? Do you think that's going to go down?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch the segment, so I can't say. Was he really, like...
Here's the problem.
Coming down hard on her, or was he just trying to get questions answered?
No, he wanted questions answered, but the problem is this: when you're about to drop
for sure
legal information, he knows he's not an idiot. Okay, he's Captain Elitist from California and pretends to be on the side of the man, which I'm excited about. Whatever. Hopefully Tucker's changed his ways. Okay, but and again, I agree with Tucker on a lot of things. Okay, but this one's very interesting because it's like, you know how legal proceedings work. They did this crap with Russia, remember? They're like, well, give us the evidence that Trump didn't do anything. Give us all the evidence. Give it. And for 2.5 years, right? 2.5 years, we heard that that Trump was Vladimir Putin's little biatch boy, right? We heard about that, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, totally.
And then the report.
We know that to be true, right?
Well, it's actually not at all. Not even close. In fact, there were more ties to Democrats than there actually was Trump on that. There's none. And they even doubled down and did that. Remember that Mueller report that we were told about? Mueller report?
Yeah.
And that came out
it destroyed Trump's credibility.
No, it actually proved that he wasn't an agent.
Why didn't I hear about this?
It's weird because the media got really quiet when that happened. Same thing with the Kraken. Remember, they ripped the Kraken for 2 weeks because what did we say on the show? What did I say on the show? I hate being right all the time. Okay, I'm tired of being right.
California. Sorry.
California. Listen.
Just busting your chops.
Hey, listen. I will own it. I will own it. Now, with the Dominion reporting, I could still be right, but I'm just saying.
Touche.
To be fair. Now, we said this 2 weeks ago. We said, listen, I said on this show, and tell me if I'm wrong. I said, listen, if I'm Sidney Powell, I'm keeping all this as close to the chest as possible. I am not going to give any media a sniff of this, because if I do, they will spend the 24-hour, 365 news cycle trying to diminish this, eviscerate it, and make it seem like, oh, nothing's happening here.
Yep.
Because remember, the media platforms at first was there's no fraud whatsoever in the election. Then it switched to, well, there's not widespread fraud. So they can still kind of save face. But here's the problem. With these indictments that have come down in Michigan and Georgia, it doesn't take widespread fraud to flip the state.
Well, this is what we've been saying since day one when they started saying widespread fraud. I don't care if it's widespread. If it's localized, that's enough.
But that's the thing. It's like
local fraud is just as bad.
All fraud is bad.
Exactly.
But it's just like Rona, right? It was 15 days to flatten the curve. Then it was the hospitals. Then it was like, wait till we have the vaccine. Or wait a minute, wear the masks forever. The goalposts always shift with the media. At first, there's no fraud. Then there's like, well, it's not widespread. Just like, protests are 93% peaceful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
93% peaceful. It doesn't take widespread fraud to flip an election. You take the biggest populous counties, Atlanta and Detroit, and all you got to do is do some tomfoolery, which
Pittsburgh.
Literally is the case.
The great thing is, though, about the fraud is they did bring a lot of people that were dead back to life. That way we can visit with them again.
True. Hey, listen.
There might have been a coronavirus aftermath, too. So
Corona healed cancer, flu, and pneumonia magically.
And it brought back the dead to vote for Biden.
Yeah.
The election brought people back to dead to vote for Biden. It's very impressive. But what's funny is we've been told that there's no Kraken, right? We were told that. Even good old Crowder said, well, doesn't look like there's a Kraken, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Your boy Crowder, Dusty, your boy said, well, it just doesn't look like there's a Kraken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Tucker, there's no Kraken. Ben Shapiro, well, it appears there's no Kraken. Magically, all the mainstream media got real quiet and wanted to talk about Corona all of a sudden. And the conservative people are like, ooh, that's a little damning. Because what did they find, Dusty? What did they find, Mad Scientist? Interesting dumps that happened, right?
Lots of crap. Lots.
There was
weird. Like hundreds of sworn affidavits of people literally
I think it was
saying...
104 pages that she filed.
104 pages
mm-hmm.
of incidences of fraud in Georgia and Michigan.
Yep.
Remember late, about 3 o'clock in the morning, when we were told to go to bed?
Yeah.
Because
they're done counting.
Polling had to stop, right?
Yep.
Specifically in Georgia because there was a pipe leak and they had to stop. Remember?
Oh, I remember.
all at the same
Come to
time.
find out,
Yep.
come to find out, just like Epstein killed himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
A pipe leaked. Oh wait, that didn't happen, and Epstein didn't kill himself either.
Oh
Yep.
no!
Weird. There was
So
no
strange.
pipe leak. They sent most of the poll watchers home, except for a very small few of people, and then racked up 250,000 votes, seemingly all of them for Biden.
Did they
Man.
hire Barry Allen to get all those votes in?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's the thing that gets me, is that so many of these dumps happened in a time frame for which it appears to be impossible to tabulate that many votes by the now these are estimates, but the estimates of how fast the machines can work. The numbers exceed their maximums. Their maximum estimates.
Impossible. In the actual the 104 page report, it is
so
impossible.
it's statistics. It's statistically impossible what we're seeing, and then it's physically impossible by way of the speed of the machines
and the amount of
in the amount of time that we're seeing these dumps happen.
Yeah, think about this. It's insane. It's insane, and we're seeing a pattern in various strategic places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. We're having very strategic battleground states in specific counties. Yeah, it's not widespread. 99% of the places probably didn't have fraud.
I saw somewhere, and I didn't verify this, so don't, take this with a grain of salt, but I saw somewhere that Maricopa County is the big county in Arizona, I believe, right?
Yes.
It's the big one. It's usually the one that decides where the state goes.
Yep.
So all the rest of the counties in Arizona use a different system, but Maricopa County uses Dominion.
What?
Yeah.
Dominion?
Now again, fact check that because I haven't yet, but I do plan on it.
Well, the Kraken verifies that Dominion was used in Michigan and Georgia, and there was a massive spike in the middle of the night with no poll watchers. Because here's the problem: if you have a massive spike in votes after all the poll watchers leave, which one you can't do, you can't count votes without all the poll watchers there. Those should be thrown out immediately, right? You would think this. You would think if
laws meant anything.
If laws meant anything, you probably should, whatever. Then you throw in the fact that, the statistical ratio of the Biden to Trump is just insane. Like, even if you vote in California, loony, liberal
San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco, right? Trump's still getting 10% of the vote, no matter how you swing it.
Mm-hmm.
This was like 98% Biden, 2% Trump. That's statistically impossible. Statistically impossible. So now you combine that with video evidence of people counting votes after poll watchers leave, which is illegal, videos of people boarding up windows so poll watchers cannot watch things, 100 plus sworn affidavits of poll watchers saying that there's bull crap happening. And magically, the media says nothing. Not
Baseless
a
claims.
word. Baseless claims.
Baseless claims.
We have found
other
the
thing-
new Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
Literally.
pretty much.
We found it.
Joe Biden didn't win the election.
Joe Biden definitely did not win the election. This is the first time I've actually said this out loud after reading that stuff. I'm like, Biden did not win this election. Biden absolutely did not win this election.
Yep.
I mean, throw out the fact that your lying eyes watched thousands upon thousands of people showing up to rallies and no one showing up to his.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing out the fact that literally, I'm trying to find the Biden voters out there. Does that make sense? I'm trying to find them in all these places. It is amazing to me that the state of Michigan, that's going through the most draconian lockdowns under Gretchen Whitmer, magically votes down ticket Republican, but magically doesn't vote for Trump.
About the other
That makes zero sense.
So,
How Georgia down ticket can completely vote for Republican and not vote for Trump makes zero sense. To see the fact, the swings that have happened on the Republican side of the ticket in this election, but Trump not winning, is completely fraudulent. It makes no sense whatsoever at all. Period. I'm going to say it. I'm going to throw out on a limb. I'm going to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
But based on what's going on with Michigan and Georgia, Biden did not win this election.
Election where?
Period. Sorry. I had to say it out loud. I had to finally exercise the demons and finally say it, man. I had to say it.
Election where?
So confirmed, Maricopa County uses Dominion. The rest uses what's known as electionware.
Maricopa County.
Election where?
The only county in dispute in Arizona magically uses Dominion, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird. That's strange.
And the major one, the one with the largest cities, that usually, determines the outcome of the electoral votes for Arizona.
100%. Now, with all that being said, they're still going to try to Richard Nixon this and JFK this, right? I really started researching a little bit more about Nixon's election before with JFK winning, right? That was completely disputed. There was a lot of things going on. And Nixon stepped down even though he thought he had won the election, only to win it later. Okay, no big deal, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they were banking on Trump actually not fighting back on this one. You know what I mean? And this isn't even including what's going on in Pennsylvania. Because this isn't even Trump's legal team that's bringing those things. This is just Miss Powell doing her thing, right? Sidney Powell, who everybody said was a quack with Flynn and then magically won the Flynn case, right? Like, do you remember that, though? Everybody's like, she's a quack. Flynn's, whatever. Ooh, Flynn got out of it and he got a nice pardon, which is kind of nice. I appreciate Trump for doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But think about this, guys. Like, imagine that we just got drugged through this. Michigan gets thrown out and Georgia gets thrown out. That completely changes the dynamics of what's going on. And you still have disputed counties because they just you still have Pennsylvania that's going to the Supreme Court. You got Wisconsin that just got, they got the recount. Trump's, I think the legal team just threw another $150 million at Wisconsin to figure that one out. There's a lot of things going on. So to say that this election is over is laughable. December 14th is still 2 weeks away. Okay?
Now, unfortunately, so many people seem to think, like, if, we, like, they don't look into that 2 weeks and think that that's enough time to do anything.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, here's the thing, is it would create a contested election, right? So if you have enough substantiated evidence and you have Republicans that actually have balls, which that's a really tall order, first of all, to find Republicans with balls. That's a new one. That's tough. But if you stick to your guns and you see that your state has a fraudulent election or fraud that's perpetrating in it, you have to do the right thing. Okay, this isn't about trying to steal anything from Biden. No, there's nothing being stolen from Biden here, kiddos. To see what's happening right now is complete fraud. To not say anything or just accept this is absolute insanity. Because if you accept these quote unquote results, we live in a banana republic. We do not live in a free country anymore. Your vote doesn't mean anything. Like literally, your vote doesn't mean anything. So I hate to say it, but you kind of have to. I trust the legal process. I'm going to trust the legal process on this one, but it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do y'all think?
I mean, they're fighting.
They're fighting.
They're doing what they can do. I think now they just have to prove it.
Exactly. It's the proof.
And if they can, when the evidence is released, and if it's clear, and it doesn't, and it doesn't get, and things don't get thrown out, this stuff doesn't get overturned.
Yep.
We're in a very bad place.
Yep. We are.
But let's say it does get overturned.
Sure.
We're still in a very bad place.
100%. But here's the thing.
The only good outcome is that there wasn't enough evidence, and it looks like, it's still bad that Biden won, but somehow he won. At least America's voting system is legit, but it doesn't look like that's remotely possible.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, I think that, to be fair, if this turns out to be complete, that everything was above bar, there was no fraudulent things happening, and it's found that, Biden won, fair and square, I'll wipe my hands of it and shake his hand and congratulate Biden in the case. But the problem is there's too many things pointing to the latter. There are too many things pointing that this is not the case. And
if either way, if it doesn't get overturned, if it does get overturned, we're not in a good place. If it gets overturned, the left isn't going to sit down. No. They're going to burn this country.
Oh, Black Lives Matter will magically reappear. They'll reappear magically.
Antifa
will magically reappear.
The news media, they're not. It's going to get ugly.
Sure.
And until something else rises up to fight against that kind of fascism and tyranny, they'll just run rampant.
Boys, that's why I love living in Florida, because we are allowed to shoot back here.
Yeah.
Try to come down to our state. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Come on. Wait. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Reloading.
Reloading. Yep. Hold on. Empty this clip. Next one. No, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's why I always tell people, it's like, listen, if Biden wins this fair and square, which doesn't look the case, but if he wins fair and square, the solace is the Republican Party still controls the Senate, right? So he's kind of a late record for 2 years. And here's the thing that we know about liberals: they don't show up in midterm elections. Republicans are pissed off. They're going to come in with a vengeance. They lost a lot of ground, which nobody is talking about. They lost a lot of ground in the House. They lost ground in the Senate. I think that'll continue the trend, which sadly,
I think the Republicans won all the contested seats.
All the contested seats.
Yes.
In the House, right?
Yep. All 12.
Yep.
I thought it was something like 24.
Yeah, dude, it was insane.
The last count I saw was 12.
But think about this.
Gotcha.
So
our research team is going to look into it.
Research team, Dusty, take a look. But literally, if the Republicans gain ground, and I hate saying the word "we," gross. I'm sorry that I said that with Republicans. Okay. Hey, listen, man. I'm trying to stay moderate here. Okay, I'm trying to be moderate. A conservatarian.
Well, we're trying to be real conservatives.
Real conservatives.
Real conservatives don't necessarily care what party. We care about the policies.
Yes. I think that if that's the case, you got 2 years of Biden, can't really do anything. You got another vote coming in. You're going to have a massive backlash to a Biden presidency already. Okay. You already got eyeballs in Dominion. It's going to be hard for them to do this again unless, it's Biden and he just says, "Oh, everything's above bar, Dominion, yay," whatever, which I don't think it's going to happen. you potentially set up a 2024 where any Republican's going to take the case or take the presidency, which to me is terrifying because the powers that be will set up some rhino. They'll set up a Mike
Of
DeWine
course.
style Republican that isn't really Republican, that isn't a conservative, that's not going to fight for you, that's going to lock you down like they're experiencing in Ohio. So I mean that's why this is such a crucial battle because not because not because you want war, not because you want a country divided, but I'm kind of over that idea. Let me say this nicely. I'm kind of over. We're worried about a country being divided. We're divided. Next, you know,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
it's not something to come in the future,
Yeah,
potentially. It's something that's been here.
yeah. It's listen. There are red states and blue states. There
We've
are
been
red
living in
counties.
it for 4 years, really like
Yes,
12,
yes.
because
Like
we
we
were
literally.
divided over Obama's presidency. He was either the Messiah or he was the worst thing since
I mean, it's
spam.
divided over Bush. It's divided over Bush. I'm still not a Bush fan. No one can give me the compelling argument that Bush was a good president. It's horrible, horrendous, and to
But like we were less like we were divided, but we were still civil with each other. You
well,
know,
that's because Bush is just the other side of the coin. He's one of their boys. He's a globalist guy.
for
They're not going
sure.
to come hard after the Bush.
I mean, and he was a
Bush.
dummy
Hey,
dumb, but it was funny. We could laugh at it,
sure, sure.
and we could reach across the aisle and you know and
Well, it wasn't reach across
compromise.
the aisle. It was Republicans take a knee and kiss the
Well,
feet
it's
of the
always been
Democrats.
that. It's always been that.
But
But like okay, for
but that's not
instance,
that's not politics. And I hate to compare the other world, the rest of the world, but politics are not supposed to be clean. It's like making sausage.
agreed,
It's
agreed.
gross. You got to battle people because you have people in this country that literally think that killing a baby is a woman's right. They
Hmm.
literally think cutting off the appendages of a baby, crushing a skull, and sucking it out of a tube is a women's rights issue.
Yeah. No, I
What middle
understand that.
ground do you
11
have with
seats.
people like that?
Okay, it was 11 seats.
Like, listen, what middle ground do you have with that? I literally think life is precious. Period. You don't. Totally different worlds, right? Now you
Completely
act
agree.
like you care about lives. Well, go ahead.
Well, but what I'm saying is like it's not even just reaching across the aisle politically. It's like, my neighbor votes blue and I vote red and we still, hang out.
Sure,
You know?
sure, 100.
That's
Percent
that's very quickly becoming not the case or, and it is not the case for much of the country.
I'm noticing that. I am noticing that. I mean, I've seen
That
it just in my
that's
circle
what
of
I'm
friends.
talking about. It's not yeah, I mean, politically we believe different things. I'm not going to give up real ground against my own beliefs.
No,
But politically. But at the end of the day, you're still a human being and we can still be
Civil.
civil.
sure,
That's
Civility is
that's what I'm saying is gone.
civility
yeah,
has gone
but
out the door when it
but
comes to
what side is that on?
politics.
But
What's
that's the
that?
problem. It's like the civility's gone, but what side is that happening on? You can't
Oh, for
pretend
sure.
at any point in 2020 that it's those evil Trump supporters. Evil Trump supporters are not shooting Biden supporters. Evil Trump supporters are not burning down cities. Evil Trump supporters are not physically assaulting people in the streets. They're not doing that. So this idea that it's divided. No, it's one side is run by Marxists and socialists and will do whatever it takes to get power. And they will burn your city down. They will assault you in the street. They will shoot you for just being a Trump supporter.
They
So
call
this
that the
idea,
3-year-old temper tantrum.
yeah, and then to flip around and be like, well, Biden cheated, so let's all hold hands and say kumbaya. Kiss my black butt. Like, no offense, it is what it is. Kiss it,
Yeah.
kiss it, kiss it, kiss it.
Well,
Because
because
not
even then we know that they don't really want us to come together. They want us to kneel.
no, they want exactly.
Repent
Yeah,
of your sin of voting red, voting
yes,
for Trump, and come back together and believe what we believe, and all will be
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
but see,
it's
I've got
funny.
this bum knee, and it doesn't
Yes.
allow me to kneel.
See, that's gonna be a problem. I got a bad knee. I love 300. I
Love
love
it.
300. It's such a good movie. But I mean, to be fair,
To be fair.
that's the reality of the situation. Is we've become red states and blue states, and people are like, "Oh, that's a bad thing." No, no, it's a good thing because at least I know in Florida they're not going to force a vaccine in my arm. They're not going to force me to wear a mask. They're not going to shut down my business anymore because at the end of the day, we have a governor that actually reads science and actually reads statistics that doesn't get sucked into this bullcrap and is okay with pissing off the media. I'm okay with that. There are people in South Dakota that they've done nothing in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Nothing.
The talking heads in Washington D.C. and New York City on the TB
Uh-huh.
can cram it with walnuts because
Yeah,
they don't know what life is like in Florida, and
Yep.
they have no jurisdiction over my life.
You have no power here, and
In
that's
fact,
what gives
I
me
should
a lot.
have the most jurisdiction over my life.
100%.
Don't make me go
But-
Florida man on you.
I'm proud of Florida Man. I love that we have Florida Man stories because here's the problem: is they pump these stories out of Florida Man because they hate us because they hate us. I mean, it just is what it is. They literally hate us because they hate us. They hate the fact that we're free here. Like just the post that you put out there about the freedom of living in Florida, people hate it. And it is dividing. It's polarizing because
And Texas gets the same
or you
crap.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you either like freedom or you don't. People move to Florida for a reason. It's warmer, it's cheaper, and you can do what you want to do. And they're not going to force it down your throats.
You mean we have
it is what it is.
liberty?
Liberty. You know what I mean? That's why we have
Some of
three
it.
most moved to cities in the
Not
country
enough.
right now. Tampa, Orlando, and Jacksonville. People want to freaking move here. There's a reason why. Because you can be free to do what you got to do, man. But that's what gives me solace in this madness. I feel bad for Midwestern Republican states that aren't really Republican states like Ohio and Indiana. I feel bad for I feel bad for the people that happen to be conservatives in California. I feel bad for you. I really feel bad for Portland and Washington. I feel bad for you guys up there. But you voted this crap in. You voted this. You wanted this. You're you have to own it at some point. Like New York is about to collapse on another level. Okay. You got the freaking NASDAQ talking to Dallas, Texas right now. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
I so hope that happens. Just to see the reaction in New York go, what?
Yeah, you got the NASDAQ stock exchange going to move to Dallas possibly.
Wow.
What do you think does to New York's economy? What happens to New York if the NASDAQ goes away?
What's New York?
What do you think the Dow's going to do? What do you think the Dow's going to do next? Hey, gee, let's stay here and pay a stupid amount of taxes, or let's move to Texas and make a lot of money. Like, think about that.
Well, Mayor Dyer should be on the phone with
the Dow,
with the Dow and saying, Florida's pretty nice too. Come on down to sunny Orlando.
I would love that. Well, we already took Mr. Olympia this year, so I know it's the same, but I got tickets to Mr. Olympia. I'm jacked up. That's what my wife are doing for our anniversary. So I love my wife. Thank you so much. You'll never watch the show, but I love you, baby, for getting us tickets for that. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like, what do you do if you're New York City and the NASDAQ goes away? What happens then? What happens?
Still got the UN.
I mean, how much revenue does the UN generate? I mean, let's get real, man.
Wait, they generate revenue?
No,
Yeah.
they don't. They don't at all.
I thought take revenue.
They take revenue. They take revenue. They're anti-Semitic. They hate the Jews, and they hate you. That's what the UN is for.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, it's like what happens? What happens when you have all these industries that say, "Screw this, we're moving to Florida"? I mean, we've already seen it. How many New Yorkers live here now? How many New Yorkers live here?
Too many.
How many companies are moving here? How many? I mean, think about this, man. It's like even my company, one of the corporate offices in New York, most of their operations are here now in Lake Mary, Florida. Like think about this. Why in the world if you're what Elon Musk is moving to Texas, isn't he moving to Texas pretty soon?
Yeah.
Something like that. Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, all of these people. At some point, guess what? Things change, man. And guess what? You're not going to want to live in blue hell. But the problem is there's too many low information people that they won't make the change until it gets so bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
people in Ohio will keep voting for Mike DeWine, even though he's a Republican in name only. People in New York are so dumb, they will still vote for Cuomo. They still will. People in California, especially California right now, they will still vote for Nancy Pelosi. They'll still vote for Garcetti. They'll still vote for all of these jackholes and put themselves in these positions while watching them skirt on the rules that they keep putting down on them.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's what's amazing to me in this whole situation.
Bobby the Bull says, let New York City become the world's largest prison system and hire Kurt Russell to break out of it.
Bobby the Bull, that is the best comment. I love it, man. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate it, man. No, and you know what's funny? I'm getting comments on TikTok like, well, I'm afraid of people moving here and bringing their voting system. The problem is I think people are smarter now because remember, Florida used to be purple. It used to be a purple state.
I remember. It made me very scared.
With Dominion nonsense, we're more red now. Like, listen, people from New York that are escaping the stupidity are not, most intelligent ones are not bringing that stupidity here. They're not. They're not. Like, people that are leaving Ohio are typically the Republicans. They're like, I'm out of this bullcrap. I'm not dealing with this crap. You know, people that are leaving California to Texas, yeah, I mean, I think the more danger would be the Californians because Californians are not very smart in that sense. They will continue to bring liberal bullcrap. You know what I mean? But it is hilarious how it works. So, like, I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing. I am interested to see the dynamics of the world because, like, I hate to say it, and I don't want to go down the Crowder road where everything's going to be civil war. I'm not going to say that. I will not say that whatsoever. Okay, but there's a haunting memory of my childhood learning about the Civil War. Okay, you ready for it? This is my haunting memory. Okay, how many times did you hear the South will rise again? Okay, how many times did you hear that? The South will rise again. Like, that was the big moniker after the Civil War, that the South would rise again. Now, obviously, we take that in history classes. Oh, slavery and cotton, picking cotton, blah, blah, blah. Never going to happen again. Okay. But what happens when all the smart people from up north start moving somewhere it's warmer, cheaper, and better? The South will rise again, kiddos. And what's sad is you're already seeing it. You're going to see America divided into the coastal elites, all the people that are miserable still in the Sun Belt that are blue, and everywhere else in this country being red. Here's the big old red divide starting from Florida going all the way up to Idaho, all the way down to Texas. All that stuff in between, that's called red country. You know what I mean? And people will move there, man. And guess what? We're going to have most of the guns. We're going to have most of the hillbillies and most of the people that want to protect themselves. Well, most of the freedoms.
And want to be left alone.
This is the way. Exactly. And you're going to have to move here and you're going to have to, you know, follow the line or go back to wherever the heck you came from. Keep that crap in New York. You know what I mean? Which is going to force people
New York City.
New York City. What's that? Any Connie sauce? Where'd you get that from? New York City. What are you dancing to? What were you dancing to, man? I missed it. I didn't get to hear it.
It was hell no.
Hell no. But yeah, dude. Here's the thing. It's like I think that here's the thing with the election. Obviously, the wheels are turning. We're going to see how this plays out. We're going to see how this works out. It is Giving Tuesday. Be aware what you're giving to. Black Lives Matter. And Me Too's a fraud. But you guys already knew that if you're watching the show. You're smart enough to see that. But I do want to finish the show. Did we want to talk about Miss Ellen's switch? Do we want to talk about that before we bounce out of here? Or do we want to save that for next show?
Nah, I think that's fun. I mean, it's for... You said we were going to do Q&A.
Oh, yeah. We got to do some Q&A.
So let's do that.
Questions? Let's do it, man.
Elliot Page, Ellen Elliott, whatever. She's not...
What?
He's
Yeah,
cares?
I don't care enough. Yeah, I don't care
It's
enough.
not.
Yeah, he, she.
Shim him. Got it.
Shimi?
Yeah,
Shimi?
sashimi,
He-Man, I have the power.
nigiri sushi.
What's a Q&A, man? We got questions? What do we got, bro? Line them
I
up.
don't
Line
know.
them up. What do we got, bro?
Let's hear from the audience. Let's hear from.
Audience questions. What do you got? I'll even let the
It can be
TikTok
anything.
respond. Anything.
Pop culture, personal, if we're willing to divulge it.
Whoa. Personal? You want to let these fools know what's going on,
Yeah,
man?
get to know us. If we.
And
You know
I'm
what?
not going on camera.
You're kings? Dusty, get your butt on the camera, bro.
No,
Get in
No.
here.
no.
He's
Get
the
in shot,
he's the right hand.
I'm the right hand, not the front.
He
hand.
works in the shadows.
He works in the shadows.
I'm Batman.
The
He
winning
works in the
lotto
shadows.
ticket is 23, 6, 42, 19, 71.
Somebody asked you a lotto ticket question? For
Yeah,
real?
Bobby the Bull.
Bobby the Bull would do that. Bobby the freaking Bull would do that, man.
Well, he's in Whitmer country.
Oh,
So,
I got a question on TikTok.
Ain't
What is the
nobody
next
making
30
money
days?
there.
I got a question on TikTok, Mad
Okay.
Scientist. What do the next 30 days look like? What do the next 30 days look like? Go.
Wheel.
Donald Trump wins the presidency, and we have a great Merry Christmas.
Go ahead,
I
bro.
think so. It's going to be heated legal battles that you won't hear about in the mainstream media.
Nope, not at all.
And then suddenly, and then that's a toss up. It could go either way depending on what court hears it, how high it goes. And here's the deal. The media is going to be pushing, the electors are going to come together and they're just going to keep hammering it home. Biden, he won. All the news is going to be about what Biden's doing with his cabinet and all this stuff. They won't talk about it at all until eventually, if it does get overturned, it'll just be out of the blue. And that's on purpose because they want the reaction to be terrible and furious,
Yep.
Lady screaming to the air.
Well, it'll be worse than that. It'll be injustice. It's not just no, he won and it's gonna be horrible, but like injustice. Because as far as they don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
They think that we are crying like they cried.
No. It's funny.
They think that that's what's happening.
Not even close.
It's not.
But
Like I said earlier, not in this show, but in previous shows, if this had been Trump cheating like this, I'd want him taken down too, for real.
Yeah.
But conservatives would be about that, and that's the thing. It's like if somebody crosses a line, you're gone. Was that the Alabama senator, the little creepy pedo guy? What was the guy that was like hunting down high school chicks or whatever?
More.
What? Yeah, he's gone. And it's like not a single Republican shed a tear on that one. Let's get real.
No.
Not one. Weird. Because unlike Democrats, we don't protect pedophiles.
But that's the thing. We love this
works.
country. They hate this country. And they've stated it on many. They hate what this country was founded on. They hate the ideals of this country. They hate this country.
Yep.
So they don't care if the system is corrupt. A corrupt system just brings them further to their goal of the destruction of this country. We actually love this country. So a corrupt system is a bad thing.
No matter what side.
No matter what color or what letter is next to their name.
1,000%. And I say that as a guy who did not like the Bushes, did not like Clinton. So I didn't like either one of the sides. So to your point, I agree with you. If Trump wins, that's what's going to go down. If Biden somehow wins this, it's going to be bombs over Baghdad again. Magically, your sons and daughters will be going out to the sand again to attack some.
We're gonna have more troops in Iraq and and Afghanistan.
I mean,
and maybe we'll help Saudi Arabia with Yemen, real quick.
Yeah, what's the list of wars Trump has started in his presidency? I think it's still Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So yeah,
Big
basically you
goose
can
egg.
have business as usual, and bombs in the Middle East, blood in the Middle East, and higher taxes. Congratulations, you voted for this, America. Another good question just came in. Which news network or sources are the most truthful? I think that's what the comment was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion, Dusty Joe?
I actually watch quite a few different news sources: Epic Times, Real News. I watch a lot of talk shows: Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, and then I also watch CNN and MSNBC.
What?
Yeah, I watch
No
those.
way. No way.
I want to see what they're saying to check against what I'm hearing to see what's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
What are they common on, and what are they different on?
Very smart to move. Dusty Joe, that's why you're the right hand of the king, man. One of these days, you might Brutus us and take one of us out and take the throne. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
I work in the shadows. I'm over here. I don't go into that light of the camera.
I got you, man. I'd agree with you, Dusty. I kind of go from everywhere. I read everything. Somebody said on TikTok, well said, Dusty. Well said. See, Dusty, got to get you on the show, man.
I thought it was.
You are, but I want to see your sexy face. Dusty. No, I agree with Dusty. I mean, you got to listen to everything. You have to, here's the thing. You listen to everything and verify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't trust everything. I would say this. I don't think any news source is truthful. I don't think any of them are. I think, honest to God, if God be true, all men are liars, man, right? So everything goes through a narrative. I think people are finally waking up to Fox News. Finally. People are like, they're a part of the Big Six. Oh, my goodness. No way. They have a narrative, too. People are waking up to that. Even the Blaze. Listen, I love the Blaze, but listen, man, Beck's a Mormon. He's coming from a Mormon slant on a lot of things. So does that rightly divide with the truth of the knowledge of the Word of God? Probably not. I mean, just going to be real. You got to know where people's biases are coming from. I do enjoy Ben Shapiro, right? But no offense, his insights on Jesus are horribly mistaken, and he's not right all the time, right?
Well, to that end, I would say you shouldn't be looking to any of these sources for
1,000%
info on Jesus.
Yeah, that's
But in terms of politics,
but keep in mind,
the ones that are honest about their bias,
yeah,
that's a good starting point.
Yes.
No, and I appreciate that about those guys, right? So, but you got to understand where these people's biases are coming from, right? My bias is I'm a follower of Christ. So when you hear the words coming out of my mouth, it's going to be coming from that bias. Do I live that 100% perfectly? Absolutely not, as I am fallen short of the glory of God, 1,000%. But every source has a narrative, okay? Every single one of them. As much as we would love to say we are not biased here at Plausible Foolishness, we are biased as heck, okay? We are not for killing babies. We think it's the most abhorrent thing on the planet. Okay, we are not for people breaking the law, usurping the law of the land, just for kicks and giggles. Okay, we are not for any type of voter fraud whatsoever, even if it happened on the Republican side. Not for it. I am massively anti-globalist. I hate the idea of globalism. Not because I hate the world, but I hate the idea of what globalism is. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's disgusting, okay? I love personal property. You know why? Because I'm a freaking God-fearing, red-blooded American, okay?
Wait a minute. I thought we would be happy when we just rent everything and get everything delivered by drones.
Not even close. I'm good.
That's not going to make you happy?
No.
I like owning my own home, okay? I like the idea of me and my wife even kicking the idea of having chickens on our property so we have eggs every single day, okay? Literally, we talked about it. It's insane, okay?
At your place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Methinks you don't have the room.
Well, I'll show you. You've been at my place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right next to the pool, there's about 10 feet by 50 feet. I'll show you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like enough room.
Bro, All I need the chickens to do is lay the eggs. But you know what the beautiful thing about America is? I can make that stupid mistake. Okay? I can make that in America. That's my bias, man. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I love hillbillies. I love black people. I love Hispanic people. Me and my wife were just lusting after Zaza today that we can get Zaza ordered to our freaking home for free. That's Cuban food.
Rice and beans is better.
Than Zaza's?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Zaza's good. Zaza's good. Rice and beans is better. No,
but listen,
I don't lie.
I bring those.
It also depends on what you're eating. For roast pork, which is my go-to, hands down, 24/7, rice and beans is better. And this is, of course, a local Orlando discussion, which means nothing to our audience.
Nothing to our national audience, but here in Florida, we like that Cuban food. We love our food.
Oh my gosh, I love that Cuban
food. We love it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
oh yeah.
Thank you so much for your food.
Thank you, Fidel Castro, for driving your people out of the country.
And bringing us all this delicious food.
And thank you, communism, for forcing all the Cubans to come to Florida and make Florida what it is today, which is an amazing place that you all want to live in, but you all hate on it at the same time. But no big deal. But no, I mean, straight up, like every source that you go to, verify it, right? Even now, you're seeing this now in medical journals. You're getting stories and facts redacted because of politics. And you have to read why things are redacted. You can't just say, well, it was redacted. Why was it redacted? Well, it trivialized the pandemic. Translation, it wasn't wrong. It just made our story look less crazy, look less lethal. Man, come on, man. You gotta
read. Are they turning the frogs gay?
Yeah, they're turning the freaking frogs gay. Right? I mean, I feel it, man. But think this through, guys. Like, every single source, even InfoWars, even Alex Jones. I love Alex Jones. He's hilarious. He's entertaining, okay? A lot of his stuff is backed up. But he's insane, too. He's got an agenda. He's got to sell you those pharmaceuticals and the nutraceuticals and blah, blah, blah. We get it, okay? We understand why you have your bend, right? There are things that we bend here at Plausible Foolishness, not because we're trying to dupe anybody, but we're trying to point people to truth. But at the end of the day, you're never going to hear us come on here and be like, kill your babies. That's never going to be us. We're never going to be on here and be like, oh, guns are bad. Not going to happen. We're never going to come in here and be like, oh, it's okay for you to break into our country illegally and then steal everything from us. That doesn't make sense. We're not going to do this. We're never going to be like, China's awesome. Not going to happen. Sorry. Ain't going to happen, kiddos. I'm not going to sell you on the globalist vision. I'm not going to sell you on communism or Marxism. Sorry, it's never going to happen. If you want that, look at any other mainstream media source. They will sell it to you all day. They're sycophantically obsessed with China, Marxism, breaking the law, and everything that possibly can keep you from freedom. And we'll tell you what's going on around that here. So, sorry, I rambled for a long time. What are the questions we got, bro?
Nothing so far. Anybody? Oh, Bobby the Bull asked red beans and rice. The Cuban beans and rice is black beans and rice. But there's a lot of Puerto Ricans here in Central Florida, and that's red beans and rice.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the black bean and rice.
Oh, yeah.
Black beans and rice.
But I'll go for red beans and rice as well, so I go either way.
But yeah, the Cubans about the black beans, the frijoles negros, and the Puerto Ricans about the red beans. And actually, most of the Caribbean is red beans. Tree Climber asks, Mandalorian, what do you think about the show?
Thank you, Tree Climber.
Okay, so I'll start because I have to be honest. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
What?
Season 1 was excellent. And well, the reason why is twofold. One, my wife started a business, and so most evenings she's working that, and so we don't get to watch shows together as much. Two, I was 2 months behind on AEW Dynamite, and I'm going to an AEW Dynamite show tomorrow, so I wanted to catch up, and so I've been binging that like crazy. So I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm sure it's amazing, and I can't wait.
Shall we yell out spoiler for anyone that?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm ruthless, so it's going to be a spoiler alert. So if you have not seen The Mandalorian, I would advise you to close your ears and hop off this and head to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. Make sure you
Like,
hit that
I'm
subscribe button.
here.
Oh, what?
I'm part of the show.
Oh, you are? Sorry.
Yeah.
Plug your ears and go la 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 la.
That makes for great television.
Earbuds out. Take your earbuds out. We'll wave you back in. Dusty will wave you back in, man. But literally, spoiler alert. I'm not gonna go too deep in. Dusty, we won't go too deep. How about that?
Oh.
We'll do a diet deep dive. Okay.
Okay.
Diet.
All right. Diet deep.
We'll put aspartame into the soda. Burn your brain cells. Keep it simple here. You know.
I'll be up to date by next show. Okay. I promise you that. How about that?
So, Mandalorian, phenomenal. I'll be honest with you. You can literally skip the first 4 episodes of the season and get to episode 5. 5 is phenomenal.
And just watch the first 5 minutes. Just the first 5 minutes. It's the best thing on television.
Best thing I've seen on TV since the original Walking Dead, to be honest with you.
Season 1, yeah.
Yes. The first 5 minutes of episode 5 of The Mandalorian is insanely amazing. You can literally skip the first 4 episodes. It's basically a ripoff of many movies and tropes you've already seen before, but it finally got to what we wanted to see. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't spoil it for the spoiler people out there. I will just say that the reason why Mandalorian works is because, one, it is not trying its best to be social justice warrior-y. It has no concern with that because the literal pacing of the show is a Western. If you are a fan of Westerns back in the day, Tombstone, The Quick and the Dead,
The Good, Bad, the Ugly.
The Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars. If you are into that type, Desperado, yeah. I'll even throw in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, even though that's really not a Western, but it is like that style. Yeah. It's that pacing of a show with Star Wars. That's what makes it awesome. You can't really screw up that. Gunsmoke. Everybody's throwing them in now. You know, the quick
Firefly.
Young Guns, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Young Guns is so good. First and second one's so awesome. Emilio!
No, not A River Runs Through It.
What?
That was JVN.
Yeah.
No.
The 510 to Yuma. You ever seen 510 to Yuma?
Yes.
The Bale version?
Yes.
That is a freaking fire. Anyways. But that's what makes it good. It's crazy. People love Westerns. All you do is put some freaking laser swords and whatever into it. It's awesome. But if you get to episode 5 in season 2, you can skip through all the filler, get to episode 5. Unbelievable. I am excited about the show. I'm excited about the direction of the show. All I'm going to say is Rosario Dawson does a phenomenal job. I thought it was great. I didn't realize it was her until halfway through the episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing amazing.
Dave Filoni is probably one of the best directors ever to direct anything Star Wars.
Yeah, and to be fair, the last 10 minutes of the episode is amazing too. But I will say this on season 4. What was the episode that Carl Weathers directed? You know what I'm talking about?
It was of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I think it was episode 3 or 4 when they
I thought I heard it was 4, but I don't know for sure.
I thought that was a good episode too. I thought it was a phenomenal episode. I thought just the way that was directed, the way that it was cut, I thought that was a good episode. I'll say this: every episode of season 2 has been really good, except for the spider one. That I thought that was literally a waste of an hour.
That was a callback to Rebels, which is most of this season has been callbacks to Rebels and Clone Wars.
Now I'm going to make a scary prediction. You ready for the prediction?
Okay.
More spiders.
I'm going to give it about 2 or 3 episodes before we see Darth Maul. Just going to throw that out there. It's coming. What do you think, Dusty?
No, no,
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
Why? Tell me why.
N- No, there's no reason why Darth Maul would be in Mandalorian.
He's showing up, bro. I'm calling it right now, bro.
I think there's
I'm
other
calling it.
characters that are going to be showing up that are very exciting to watch.
Listen, all I'm saying is episode 5 just busted the door open where like people are going to start showing up on that show. And I
Anything,
could be wrong.
anything, and anyone can show up, and
Yeah.
I'm not completely discounting the fact that Darth Maul could show up. He possibly could, but it would be very foolish for him to do it.
Listen, I'm not saying not. I'm just saying
Isn't he?
there could be a Darth Maul cameo. It's like at the end of Solo, like he's hanging out with.
No, he
But
doesn't die
he's
till
not
much
dead,
later.
man.
I thought in Clone Wars,
No, bro.
No.
Darth
Palpatine
Maul
didn't kill him.
survived.
He died in Rebels.
Did he die in Rebels?
Yeah, last season of Rebels.
Hey, man, could still show up. I'm just saying. I just would love to see that happen.
Yeah,
wouldn't.
Obi-Wan kills him,
I
and it's
don't-
beautiful.
I don't like.
Everybody's like, Maul's dead. Maul can't come back. Hey, man.
I don't
bro.
like the rebirth of Maul. I liked Maul in Episode 1, and I haven't. And when he came back in Clone Wars, I did not like him.
I think he's
I
a
don't-
great heel.
I didn't think he was a heel. I think he was a madman,
Yeah.
and it to me was a slap in the face of what Maul was.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, I do not like crazy psycho,
Hey, listen.
half animal Darth Maul. I just don't.
Hey, listen. If Palpatine died and kept showing up, Maul can keep showing back up, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
Clowns.
let's all pretend that didn't happen.
Well,
You know?
let's just the last 3 episodes of the last 3 Star Wars movies are they're getting Dragon Ball GT anyway, so they're getting disappeared into the ether, which is good. So it's all
That's
good.
true.
What episodes? What?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing any episodes.
Yeah, it's 4, 5, and 6, and then we're waiting on 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, they haven't hit yet.
Hey man, I'm just saying. I have a feeling that Darth Maul is going to make a Han Solo cameo. It's just going to just show up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the lead into season 3. You'll see like just a silhouette of Maul. Something's going to happen.
No.
What's up?
No.
Don't think so?
No. I don't think so. However, I
To be
do
fair.
think we might have a reappearance of Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, you think Mace Windu shows up?
All he had was his hand cut off and he fell out a window. Anakin has done a lot and survived more than falling out of a window in Coruscant.
That is a bold and sexy claim. I just watched Glass again for like the 3rd time because I have HBO Max now.
Mhm.
And dear Lord, I think Samuel Jackson's a complete moron when it comes to anything social or political, but man, he's a great actor. You get sucked into his characters, man.
Exactly.
71 man's like, what if Mace Windu and Maul show up?
Oh.
This is what it's like. Worlds collide. No, I don't want to see Ray. It's gross. Something that Ray might be show. I don't want to see Ray on there.
Oh, it's too early for her.
I know.
No, Ray. None of that. So I heard this theory that Luke may be the one showing up.
I mean,
Mark
Praise
Hamill.
Hamill wouldn't be ashamed of being on The Mandalorian, though.
Exactly.
Like he was in the other 3 movies. So, it is what it is. All right, boys. I love nerding out with you guys like nobody's business. It has been a phenomenal show. My goodness. We blew it up again today, bro. We just expanded the universe a little bit more, man, which is crazy, man. You know what I mean?
Who does anybody at this point expect anything less from the 2 kings?
Listen, we've had like a series, like I don't know, man. It's been like the I don't know. It's like the Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes matches. You know what I mean? And they're just instant classics every single week. And it's going to culminate in a very long man drive with you and me to Jacksonville tomorrow to go watch Winter's Coming and watch the Cleaner take that title tomorrow. So that's why we went live today. We appreciate everybody for coming in today on a not normal night for us, which would be crazy, which is exciting. Thank you for hanging out and watching us debunk some liberal logic. And we appreciate you for just being a part of this, man. So I got to say a big thanks to Big Dusty for being the producer extraordinaire, dominating as usual, like he normally does. This show just has been picked up since Dusty showed up. You know what I mean? It's like,
I agree.
You remember, Power Rangers was awesome. Okay, Power Rangers was awesome. But then the Green Ranger showed up. Okay? And then if you weren't that excited, the White Ranger shows up as Tommy and just blows it off the freaking set. That's what Dusty is to this show. We appreciate you, Dusty, for just dominating every single day. Mad Scientist cannot. Everybody say, Dusty, you're awesome. Thank you. Matt, we appreciate you. You are the plausible foolishness. We appreciate you so much every single day. You're the Mad Scientist. You are the architect of this madness that is every single week. Now that we're at episode 140.
Hey, wait, but Ray.
What?
You all right? You all right?
Thanks, Dom. Love you, bro. Yeah, boys, it has been a phenomenal show. Guys, thank you for following us. Thank you for lots of subscribes today. Appreciate you guys so much. Which is amazing.
Big time.
Thanks for the support. If you're on TikTok, you got to head over to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness to check out the full show with me and the Mad Scientist and sexy Dusty Joe. Make sure that you guys head over there and check that bad boy out. We're going to have this on YouTube, but we don't really give YouTube that much love because, YouTube throttles everybody anyways. Thank you so much for the support on TikTok. It's been blowing up over there. Thanks for the Clapper love. That's been crazy. Clapper's been blowing up really quick, for the strong one, which is insane. They throttled me at 48,000 followers. They're like, stay right here, strong one on TikTok. But Clapper's just the sky is just, it's just raining manna from heaven, which is crazy over there. So we appreciate you guys over there. Parlor, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we're everywhere, and we're just exploding, man. So we appreciate you guys for following us every single week. Thank you for letting us blow up that liberal logic. Thank you for letting us talk a little bit of truth to the power. And you're the reason why this is the fastest growing conservative podcast on twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. We love you guys so much. And two kings, bro. We out, man.
Peace.
Two kings. See you guys.